All right, so this episode is going to be a little bit different. There wasn't a whole lot of progress to report on the camper itself. However, the truck, like I've mentioned before, is going to get some of its own upgrades and some of its own maintenance work, and that's what this episode's going to be more about. You know, while there's some downtime between the camper build and all that that's going on with that, why not do some maintenance work and why not update and upgrade the truck while it's down and out and not being used? Sorry that we're lacking on the camper. There's some stuff that's done, but it's just not enough to make an episode out of. The truck, on the other hand, has a few goodies to be installed, and so this is what that episode's all about. Coming in hot. You ready for this? Here we go. Leaky diff. So welcome to the underside of my truck. My diff has been leaking forever. So while the truck is sitting here and doing nothing, we're gonna replace it. So of course, Toyotas are very complicated with their rear diffs. That it's not just a cover that you can undo and reseal. Oh no. You have to drain it. You have to pull the wheels out. The axles have to come out on either side. So then you pull this whole gearbox out and then you can access the seals. It's just a whole mess. Like, why not just make the diff cover on the back? So anyway, it's a process. That's why we're doing it now.
That is quarter inch. It's not. In there.
New and they're rusted already. This is stupid. Toyota, this is stupid. Why? Why do I have to completely tear this apart? I just want to do a seal. That's it. And I have to remove the entire brake drum assembly. No wonder this costs so much to do. In case in point right here. Back at it. Okay. Second side's out. Goodness. And now we can pull the pumpkin out. Rear diff. The whole point.
You get one chance.
Diff
Tell
seal.
me how big you think that nut is. And you win a prize. You get it right.
I get a prize?
You get a prize.
10.
Wrong.
12.
Better, but wrong.
Still wrong. 8.
No, you're going the right way.
Are we talking the drive line? I was talking about the ones at the diff. We're talking about drive line.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're still 13s.
Oh.
Or whatever they are. But either way, you were still wrong. So with the sizes. So we'll go with 9/16.
No cookie for me. Okay.
No.
Dang it.
The day is young.
All right. Well, room for improvement. Thank you.
There you go. Every day is a school day.
That's right. All right. So because I'm getting a new drive line, we're just gonna pull this guy off. But we'll start with here and drop it. Deal with that first, and then we'll deal with the drive line after. Oh. Not me.
So,
Death by drive line.
I hate it when that happens.
Yeah.
So, possibly. I would imagine it does only because there's a bolt here and there's a bolt there and there's nothing here. So these ones probably go all the way through. So by doing that, we take this housing off, would be one of the first things you do, and stack it out of the way, bungee it out of the way, because it's got all your lines that you don't want to drop with this initially. So you can tie it up out of the way.
The bottom one fall out.
One in the bottom.
Bottom one's out.
That one's there, and then there should be another one right up there. So let's just take note to what you got. So okay, so there's a spline. See in there that's going to engage in there, okay?
Okay. All that. For that. Dude, is all we needed to get to. Toyota! Why? Why did you have to do it this way? Okay. I can clean that up and seal it up correctly. Ridiculous, man. This is so ridiculous. Tackle that tomorrow because it's late. I'm tired. Success. First step. Getting back at it. Spent all night cleaning it, making it nice, so now I've got to put some sealing on it. Here's a fun little fact. This is actually a 4th gen 4Runner rear axle. Reason being, it's got a locker. It's an e-locker, factory e-locker. When I did the long travel a few years ago, we just swapped on this axle and I got a locker. But I actually have a 2015 off-road sport. So I got best of both worlds, baby. Put the locker back on. Do everything once over. Fill it up. And that task is done. So help me if this thing leaks again. Success. Back end is completely back together. Now we gotta wait on the rear diff we're gonna let the seal go for 24 hours before we add fluid to it. But other than that, I can now officially do this job. It was a lot of work, Toyota, but now I can do it. Now I get why they charge a lot for this job, but now I can do it myself. Cool. Alright, heat gun time. I'm gonna try to get some decals off. It's time to remove some graphics. Yeah, it's kind of bittersweet. So, but this is the old look, you know? This was kind of the look of the previous build, and just, it's time to change it up, I think. Say goodbye to that iconic look. Go for something different. That's what I'm gonna do. Au revoir. Goodbye. So you know what's interesting is that this is actually Thanksgiving week. And instead of going down to see my family, I chose to be here. And there were a laundry list of things that just I felt like I needed to get done, and it was stuff that I could do myself versus having some shop do them. But I chose to be here, you know, instead of with my family on a holiday. It's kind of crazy, and you know, kind of sucks. My mom was a bit sad, but it's kind of just, you know, I'm really dedicated to this build and I really want to get it done. And so it's just those sacrifices that sometimes you have to make where, you know, I'm here on a holiday when I wish I was with my family. I'm staying up late, working on the truck, editing, doing all that stuff. Like, I gotta get stuff done on the truck. So here I am. To be here and just to spend some time and to figure it out. Normally I would take the camper out, you know, go camp, go hit the trails, and then figure out, all right, what works and what doesn't work. But I don't have that time. We have to get this done. And so it's definitely scary in that aspect that, you know, I can't spend time with it. So then I use this time that, you know, I'm up here, shop's closed, everyone's gone home, and I go sit out in my camper and just think and just stare and just meditate and just be in the space. So that's what I did. That was my holiday weekend. And I have this itch, drive, and desire to get back on the road so much. And so at the end of the day, sometimes you gotta make those sacrifices to make your dreams come true. And so I'm here. Now it's time for a wheel bearing. So I did the other side not too long ago, so just to keep them in pairs so that they are both done at the same time, I'm gonna do this. Regardless if it needs it, it's just good to practice that, you know, with some of this stuff, if you do one side, do the other side. So it shouldn't be too hard. The hub and assembly's already together so that I don't have to press anything, and in theory, should be more simple. Okay, here's the old one. Just came right out, and now it's pretty new and can go in. So we'll clean it up, make it all nice, and go back in.
So remember to put on said cover the right way, like that, and then offer up the new bearing assembly and hub, all shiny like. We can actually
Okay, so we got everything buttoned up as far as this front end goes. Obviously didn't film it, the camera died, but wheel bearing is back on. Everything's torqued down to where it needs to be, and this thing's ready to go. So that was a really quick and easy one. I'm sure people are interested and curious to know where I found this, and then as well as maybe some install videos. Happy to add that link, it's down in the description below. So for both the video and then the product that I used, and I'm happy with it, pretty stoked. That was a really super easy install, and I can definitely do that by myself moving forward. On to the next thing. One modification that I had really wanted to knock out before I even got the Vagabond Drifter camper prior was the shark fin antenna mod. And what you can do is people out there have created low profile antennas. So instead of it being the shark fin, you just have a low profile. And you have to do that modification at least on a second gen for the drifters because you'll hit the bottom of your camper. Well, I had sliced mine down prior, but it still kind of has some height to it. Instead, the flat mount. This is more streamlined and obviously, or help increase this gap that's here. Not that it's super necessary, but also it's just, for me, I just freaking taped it. And that's really not weather resistant, so why not replace it with something that really is? I found this on Tacoma World. I'll put a link in the description below. Yeah, this is a great little upgrade, and especially if you have any kind of an overhanging surface, camper, rack, whatever it might be, if you want to lower your shark fin antenna, it's a great way to go. Nice. Perfect. There's one thing in life, I never want to stop learning, and I don't know what I'm doing, but YouTube has been awesome for that. YouTube University for learning. Unfortunately, there is a video on how to install these. Don't be afraid to use your resources, you know? This is not an install video, so I'm not gonna tell you how to do it, but I will give you the tools that you need to do this yourself by putting them in the description below. There's a link there. I'm not sponsored by them at all or anything like that. I bought these. I love learning. And who would have known that a 22 holds this entire antenna on? Like, freaking crazy. Okay, anyway, need a smaller screwdriver. Okay, check that out. That is your internals for your Sirius XM radio. That is the old fin. That is the new fin. Really all it is just take that one off and pop this guy back on. Reverse the order. Okay, and just like that, that's on there. That was probably the easiest one I've done all day. Quick, easy, super simple upgrade. What kind of upgrades I like. Couple bucks. Well, I'm in my camper. That wraps up episode or part 5 of the build series. Again, it was not much, right? As far as the camper build goes, but more of the truck stuff. But it's super important nonetheless because yes, this camper build is great and awesome, but the platform at the end of the day that it sits on is just as equally as important because it has to run. It has to get me to points A, B, C, you know? Now the truck can just go that much more further and be that much more reliable because yeah, this is my house. That stuff's important, you know? It's good to keep up on your vehicles just as much as the upgrades that you put on your truck. You know, we dump tons of money into the lift and the shocks and the tires and all this goody stuff. A wheel bearing going out, and it's the not so pretty stuff that we hate to do because at the end of the day, it's like, who sees a wheel bearing, right? But that's very crucial, critical, and important stuff that you have to keep maintaining on your vehicle. And it's not the fun stuff. You know, dropping a couple $100 on a wheel bearing sucks. We'd rather spend that on something even cooler, but it's very important, it's good to do, and is absolutely necessary. So, at the end of the day, that is episode 5, and signing off. Gonna be back up here in a week. Oh my gosh. And the build continues. So, thanks guys, as always, for watching, for sticking with me and being here on this journey. It's coming together, it's coming to life. And I couldn't do it without you guys. So much love and appreciation. See you on the next video.